Today, I'm going to be working on a 2002 MR2 Spyder.
The truth.
Alright, so I just got a couple parts shipped over from Japan. Let's see. There's the part number right there. I'm going to try and not show my address. That's the part number. This is going to be the rear. It's going to be the rear underbrace for the MR2. And then I got the front underbrace right here. And the part number for it is... Can you even find it? Hold on. There's the part number for it. And this is going to be the front brace. That's going to go right underneath the front, kind of right in front of that breastplate I just got done putting on about a week ago. I'm not going to get started on these today, just because it is too ungodly hot today. It's like 100 degrees and 100% humidity, and it is way too hot. That's another project that's kind of going on too, under the hood here. More on that to come. This winter, I'm probably going to be putting that 6-speed in, so be on the lookout for that later this year. But yeah, we're going to get started on this probably tomorrow. But yeah, for you, it'll just be an instant.
3 days later.
Now, as per usual, we're going to get the car jacked up. I'm going to be doing all 4 corners because I'm going to be working under the front and the rear of the car. So, let's get it up in the air. Alright, I've got all 4 corners up. Let's hope that's enough room to be working on this thing. Alright, let's get this thing opened up.
Is the king.
I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door. I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door.
Alright, just like the underbrace, this thing has that beautiful Cusco blue on it. Does come with some install instructions, which are, of course, all in Japanese like usual. But, you know, let's see if they've got any pictures on it to help us along. But it should be pretty straightforward how to get this guy installed. Yeah, it does come with a couple photos, just removing the old bars and installing this new one. Once again, here's the part number for this front underbrace. Alright, like you all saw in the picture just now, we're going to be taking out that bolt right there. Where is it? That one right there. That one right there. And then the other end of this bar, which is right here. They're all 17 millimeter. So I might have to break them loose with my ratchet, but I'm going to take them off with my impact gun here in just a second. You'll see. Alright, here's a real quick side-by-side, the best I can, with the old one and the new one. Obviously, the old one is not as rigid as the new one. The new one's got these crossbars that come across it. The old one is just the side bars. So hopefully this will add a lot more rigidity to the underside of the car and help brace it up a good bit. But on that note, let's go ahead and get this new one in the car.
I don't need you anymore. anymore. You better walk out of that door. I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door.
And just that easy, our front underbrace has been installed. When I was looking through the installation instructions, it did not give a torque amount in Newton meters or in foot-pounds or anything. So I just tightened it up really freaking tight with my hand with the ratchet, which you guys saw in the video there. So I may revisit it just to ensure that they haven't backed themselves out or anything. But I didn't notice any Loctite when they were coming out of the car. So it should be fine, but you know, just be on the safe side. And Sam's going to go for the breastplate as well. But that was another video. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. But now we got the front, the breastplate. Let's go ahead and do the rear. So just like the front underbrace, it does give you a little pictures of what's going on. And it looks like the arrow is pointing towards this direction. So I'm assuming the front of the car. Once I get up underneath there, I'll be able to look a lot better. Looking at this, though, we may have to remove my under tray. So I'll get a better look here in just a second. And you guys get to come with me. Oh, yeah. See, there's the muffler. So, yeah, that'd definitely be forward towards the front of the car versus the rear of the car where the muffler comes out. So let's go see if we need to take off my under tray first, which I'm assuming we will, but let's go take a look. This is the part number for the rear bracing bars from Cusco. I'll link both of them down in the description, the front and the rears. Now for me, it always helps to kind of visualize things. So I crawled up under here to see exactly where this bar is going to go, and it's pretty much going to tuck right above this line. Sorry for all the banging. And one end's going to bolt on the end of this bolt right here. And the other one goes down. And it's going to bolt through that bolt right down there. So where my Godspeed arms are at, it's going to use those same bolts. So we're pretty much just going to run like that. But on the other side of this line right here. So let's start taking out the bolts. And then we can get this Cusco bar in place. Now you may be able to do it without taking the wheel off. I'm going to take mine off just to give me a bit more access up in here. So hold on just a second while I do that. Yeah, now I can access things a lot better with the wheel off. But again, I don't think it's 100% necessary to take it off, but it's definitely going to help me in this situation.
A few moments later.
Alright, so it's a bit later in the day, had a bunch of chores to do and stuff like that, but back at working on the Spyder. Each one of these bolts is a 17 millimeter with a 17 millimeter nut on the other end, which we're going to be hitting with the ratchet and the wrench. And this one, where is it? Right down here is also a 17. So, kind of keeps it nice. It's the same size on both ends. But, yeah, let's get this bar in. I just did the driver's side not too long ago. It was actually fairly easy. These, at least my Godspeed ones, didn't really move once I took the bolt out. So, hopefully it stays the same on this side as well. And if you're still rocking the stock arms, hopefully they stay in place. And, yeah, go from there. But let's go ahead and get these bolts out of this one and the other one down there somewhere. That one. But yeah, let's get the bolts out and then we can put in our Cusco bracing bar.
Is it cake?
I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door. I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door.
So as you just saw, I took out the bolt, put in my Cusco bar, and then put the bolt back through. Now let's go ahead and do the other end of this Cusco bar.
I don't need you anymore. You better walk out of that door. I don't need you anymore.
Alright, once both sides of this bar are finger tight, you can go ahead and start tightening it up with the ratchet and the wrench, and make sure you get it good and tight on there.
Out of that door.
Alright, now we can get our tire back on the car. Now, it's a bit of a shame that no one's going to see any of this stuff except for you guys watching the video and me who put it on the car. But I love the blue from all this Cusco stuff. Obviously, my jack stands are blue too, but yeah, all the blue on this Cusco looks great. And it's kind of a shame it's all hidden underneath the car. But now that we got it all on, everything's tight, let's go ahead and get this car on the ground. Alright, now that she's back on the ground, let's take her for a test drive and see how well it handles. Which I might actually do in the morning because it's getting a little dark and it's a holiday weekend. So I really don't need to attract the cops' attention. So maybe I'll take it out tomorrow morning first thing.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright, let's go take the MR2 out and see how well it handles on some of these little twisty roads I have around here. Nothing too terribly twisty, but still should be enough to test what I want to see. Alright, so far it's been doing alright. The back end definitely feels a lot stiffer. There's a roundabout over here on the right. I'm going to take it around and just see how well it does. But I'm going to do like a full round and then come back the way I'm coming. Wait for this SUV to go by and then I can go check out the roundabout. But here's our roundabout. Just want to see how well it's going to handle. Squeal a little bit there. I don't know how well it picked up on camera, but it did handle that a lot better than it did before. I'm gonna take it down a few more little twisty bits along in here just to see how well it handles the rest of the road. Alright, so far she's been handling really well around some twisty turns, and of course while I was on this side of town I had to get some Krispy Kreme. But yeah, I'm gonna take it back to the house. If I go that way, there's another kind of twisty bit of a road, and then it's a long straightaway after that. So I think I'm gonna try that out really quick, and yeah, take it back. Sorry, you guys didn't get to see that bit, but it handled really well. I definitely needed 2 hands on the wheel for all that. But it definitely, the rear end sticks a whole lot better. Even like a little bit of back and forth like this, it's definitely more stiff. I am actually really happy with this modification. This isn't as, placebo effect as the breastplate was. That one kind of felt like a difference, but not a whole lot. This one 100% makes a difference. Now, is it more the front brace, the rear brace, or a combination of both? It's kind of hard to tell. The rear brace, I think, is going to be more beneficial. Instead of replacing an existing brace, it just added one more brace to the car kind of thing. Where the front one, obviously, it just added more stiffness to something that was already there. But yeah, both of these chassis braces are definitely, I would say, a must if you got an MR2 like mine. Especially a pre-facelift one. I know the post-facelift they did a bit more under-bracing. On the pre-facelifts there wasn't as much under-bracing, so it definitely helps in that aspect. I do have some strut tower bars coming soon. Hopefully next video or two will be the strut tower bars. Gotta put it here with my left hand. There we go. And yeah, we'll see how that changes the handle into the car as well. I know it's adding a bit more weight to the car, to an already, super lightweight car, but it's definitely weight added that helps in the long run with handling and everything. So, can't complain on all that. But anyway, let's get this thing back to the house. Alright, well I hope this video helps. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. If you liked any of the background music in this video, please check out the artist's SoundCloud. Link is in the description.